On Estuary News today, visitors from Iceland head to Hull and Grimsby's ice rink is handed over. Jack will be along later with a look back at transfer deadline day, plus I'm joined by Gill Alton, the Chief Executive of the Grimsby Institute Group, who will be reviewing some of the week's papers. After almost 3 years of uncertainty, the future of the ice rink in Grimsby has been secured. North East Lincolnshire Council handed over the management of the site to a community group this lunchtime. Stephen West was there for us.
When machinery failed at Grimsby Ice Rink, it put the future of the ice rink in jeopardy. And then in September 2014, the council invested £200,000 on a temporary ice rink. Since then, local businesses and community organisations have been working together to secure the future of the ice rink. And today, North East Lincolnshire Council handed over the keys to the ice rink community group.
We just need to have more fun events in here, and that's what we're planning. We would like to bring back the old discos. There used to be a good disco in here every Friday night, and we want to see that happening again. When I was a child, a teenager, quite a while ago, it was the place to be on a Friday night, and we would love for it to become that again.
So it is a case of come down, have a try, get on the ice, and you'll have loads of fun.
Long-term hope is that the group's going to go from strength to strength, that as time goes on they're going to become well known for a community-funded project, and that this ice rink will last as long as the life is left in the building.
Now that the long-term future of Grimsby Ice Rink has been secured, everyone's happy, especially these young skaters. This is Stephen West for Estuary News.
A delegation from Iceland are in Hull this weekend as the country celebrates its connections with the UK. The visit is part of a Cod Wars exchange trip which saw former trawlermen and dignitaries from our shores head to Reykjavik back in February. Now a 37-strong party are in the City of Culture and brought a gift with them to a talk at the Maritime Museum this morning. They've handed over a warp cutter, which was a tool used to cut fishing nets, and now it'll stay in Hull. Gylfi Geirsson is a retired Icelandic Coast Guard and the chair of retired Coast Guard personnel.
I'm trying to recall my memories from Hull, but the last time I was here was in October 1968, so it's 49 years ago, and I think the city has changed a lot. We donated on what's called a warp cutter, which was used during the struggle we had in the 70s, sometimes referred to as the Cod Wars. And this was used to cut the tall wires and simply cut the fishing gear away from the vessel.
The idea was that if you refused to haul your gear and vacate the waters, then the Icelandic Coast Guard would cut away the trawler's gear. This device, very similar to the device used during the war for cutting mines, was such an implement. And I've got first-hand experience of that also, because in 1973 I was a skipper of a ship called the Kingston Sapphire, fishing in Icelandic waters, or the disputed waters, and the Odin managed to cut away my gear.
A scheme will be launched tomorrow in North East Lincolnshire to encourage workers to ditch their cars and cycle to work. Cyclists will be able to earn points which can then be used to claim freebies and prizes according to how many miles they log. The launch event this weekend will highlight the health benefits of cycling around the borough, as well as hosting social bike rides, competitions and prizes. And Freedom Festival gets underway in Hull this evening. The 3-day event is in its 10th year and brings together art, music and culture. Amongst the highlights this year is a talk by former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan. A number of road closures are in place for the festival. Check out the Freedom Festival website for more information. And I'm now joined by our guest this evening, Gill Alton, Chief Executive of the Grimsby Institute, who's here to review some of the week's papers. And we'll start off, Gill, with a bit of good news for the Institute. You're launching a new campus on Monday, aren't you?
We are, yes. We're moving to the Hull campus in Scarborough. So Hull University have left the campus, we've bought it. We've refurbished it. We're about to move there on Monday. It's tight. There's a lot of work to be done, and we've done it. So
you're not going to be moving tables and chairs yourself, are you?
Very possibly this weekend, yes. But it's great. It's great news. Students have got brand new state-of-the-art facilities, and we're delighted for the people and students of Scarborough.
And the Institute campus in Grimsby's had some good news as well recently, hasn't it?
Well, the whole group has actually, and the group has. If anybody didn't know, and I can't believe that, 'cause we've got signs everywhere.
In Grimsby, I can't believe that.
We've got signs everywhere. Yes, we were acknowledged by Ofsted as outstanding, which was great news for the sector because only 2 colleges have achieved that this year, and we are one of them.
Fantastic news. Well, we haven't got a lot of time left, but we'll have a look through a couple of the week's papers, seeing as you're here. What story have you got first for us?
Okay, well, the first one really is such a sad but lovely story. It's about a local woman who was paralysed, having swerved to miss a pheasant in the road, which is exactly something I would do, and then found herself paralysed. And the public have come together and raised £65,000 to help a considerable amount of money. Absolutely, to help her walk again. And you know what a lovely, good news story
Just take that
is.
for a second, yeah. Show the camera. £65,000.
Yeah.
What a sum of money. And it's the kind of incident that we would probably all have done, wouldn't we? I would have swerved to avoid a pheasant.
Exactly. I would swerve to miss any animal, and sadly that's what happened to this young woman who is now able to walk again. So great news.
A positive end to the story.
Absolutely.
You've got another one as well?
I have. This one is actually linked to your cycle to work one, really. Well, it could be. This is the Tour of Britain, which is in North Lincolnshire this week, next Tuesday, and people like Mark Cavendish will be cycling. So
no, I'm going to that. Should be good. I'm going for work.
Well,
official business.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great news, isn't it? And, you know, everybody's getting into the spirit of it. It's going through with the village I live in. All the green bikes are there. They're all being decorated. People are really looking forward to it.
That's what I love about it, the fact that it's going through all the different villages in North Lincolnshire. You're not going to be able to miss it, even if you wanted to, I don't think.
Well, I'll have to miss it. I'll be at work. But everybody else could be there. Yeah.
Some people have got to work.
You get to do it. But, you know, what a lovely thing to see. And, I mean, it'll be over in a flash, won't it? They go so quickly. Yeah. But, you know, to have that opportunity is fabulous. And cycling is great, and hopefully it'll encourage people to cycle and be healthier. Of
course. And on that note, we haven't got a lot of time left, but just a well done to Hull FC, as you can see here on the cover of the Hull Daily Mail from Monday. The double dream team, they won the Challenge Cup last year against Warrington, and they've won it again this year against Wigan. That's a brilliant picture as well, isn't it?
Congratulations, Hull.
And good luck to all our teams this weekend.
Yeah, including the Mariners, who need a win.
Thanks very much for coming in, Jill. Short but sweet.
You're very welcome.
Now here's Jack with all the sport.
It was an eventful end to the transfer window, with all of our local clubs making at least one signing on deadline day. We start with Hull City, who left it late to sign Chelsea defender Fikayo Tomori on the season-long loan. He's became their 12th summer signing. A couple of City new additions featured for their national sides last night in World Cup qualifying. Jackson Irvine played 87 minutes for Australia in their 2-0 defeat to Japan, while Seb Larsson came on as a second-half substitute for Sweden in their 3-2 loss to Bulgaria. Scunthorpe United broke one in and let one go last night. Young forward Kyle Wootton joined Stevenage on loan for the season. Meanwhile, Lee Novak signed for the Iron on a free transfer pending a 2-year deal. Novak could make his debut tomorrow afternoon when Scunthorpe travels to Bury. Graham Alexander has no new injury concerns, however Johnny Margetts and Luke Williams remain injured. Grimsby Town bought in a 12th summer signing last night. They signed former Scunthorpe midfielder Martin Wolford on the free transfer, who signed a 1-year contract. On the pitch, they face Crewe at Blundell Park tomorrow afternoon. Russell Slade's side are winless in 3 league games, while tomorrow's visitors have won their last 2. Slade is wary of Crewe's strengths, especially in their forward line.
I've had Dagnall before, and he's very good with his movement. Striker who's playing well, and he seems to be making good kind of partnership with Porter up front. And they've got Cooper, who's started the season exceptionally well for them. So they have got threats, and as I say, at this moment in time, they're performing well. But look, we've not quite got the results for one reason or another. But I know that this group is capable, and as long as we stick together, the results will come.
North Rugby hosts Tamworth tomorrow, looking for their first home win of the season. The Villagers will play their 3rd game in a week after a defeat against Darlington last weekend, followed by a point against Gainsborough on Monday. On to rugby, and Hull FC suffered their 2nd consecutive Super 8s defeat last night. They went down 38 points to 26 to Leeds Rhinos, with Callum Watkins starring with the boot for the Rhinos. Despite the defeat, head coach Lee Radford hailed his players' efforts and called the performance phenomenal. Hull KR will look to maintain their perfect Super 8 record when they travel to Featherstone on Sunday. KR have won all 4 of their Super 8 games so far. Adam Quinlan, Thomas Minns and Nick Scruton all return to the 19-man squad. Kick-off on Sunday is at 3, and that's all for the sport.
Thanks very much, Jack. That's it for today and for the rest of the week. A reminder that the Freedom Festival gets underway in Hull tonight. Always one to look out for. As always, if you've got a news story you think we should be covering, please get in touch in one of the usual ways. You can give us a call on 01472 315561, email news@estuary.tv, or look out for us on Facebook or Twitter @EstuaryTV. Look forward to hearing from you. Until Monday, good afternoon.